Hello, in this video I'm going to talk a bit about relationships and the problems people have in their relationships and how therapy can help them. Generally, problems in relationships comes down to a communication problem, because we've all had that experience of feeling like we're not communicating, feeling like we're not getting through to someone. And when that someone is the most important person in your life, that causes great unhappiness. Talking about feelings is not, it's not like talking about some practical issue. Okay? The words that people use when they talk about their feelings, it's not like red, blue. We know what red means, we know what blue means, we know the difference between those two words. Okay? When people talk about their feelings, we need to know what they mean by each thing that they say. Sometimes people don't know quite or they know what they mean at some level, but it's hard to put it into words, and so it doesn't come over clearly. Talking to people about their feelings is it's often like learning a foreign language. You have to learn what each word, what each look means to that person. Otherwise, they're saying something to you and you hear it maybe as something else. Maybe something they say, or not even what they say, but just a look, just an expression, triggers memories in your mind that go way back before you even met your partner. They might go right back to your childhood and set off really powerful emotions that your other half doesn't even understand or know about. They don't know the context, they don't know the background to how you're reacting. You know, some silly people, when they're talking to a foreigner and the foreigner doesn't understand English, they just shout louder. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do when they're talking the same language but not understanding. They just shout louder, or they repeat themselves using the exact same words, which is equally useless. Okay, if someone doesn't understand the first time, if you say the same thing 2 or 3 or 10 times, they're still not going to understand. You've got to find another way of getting your point over, communicating. When people's emotions start to rise, when the emotional temperature starts to rise, what happens is that people's thinking becomes very oversimplified. People go into fight or flight mode, they go into combat mode, and they start to just use words as weapons, basically. And if you're fighting with weapons, you just pick up the most deadly weapon, basically. You pick up the most destructive weapon. So if it's words, you pick up the most destructive, hurtful word and you fling that right at the other person. And that's obviously not how you create a good relationship. Either the other person might come back with something even more hurtful, or they might retreat. Neither of which is useful, conducive to a good relationship. So learning how to control your emotional reactions, that's the first thing. Learning how to understand what the other person actually means, what they're feeling, and whether their feelings that they're feeling actually really have anything to do with you, or whether they're actually more to do with something way back in the past that you don't even know about. Hypnotherapy is useful for all this. Hypnotherapy combined with a form of counselling that is not like what you might think of as counselling. It's solution focused counselling. Okay, I don't just sit here and listen to you. Okay, hopefully you've got friends that could do that. Most people have got at least one friend that's willing to listen to them. Okay, so when you're paying, you want something more than just someone to just sit there listening to you. Okay, so I don't just sit and listen. Therapy is not a magical solution. Some relationships really, they're not going to work. Some people just are not compatible. Some people have unrealistic expectations of each other and they need to change their expectations. So therapy doesn't solve every relationship problem by any means, but it can be very, very helpful and very, very effective. So if you want help with improving your relationships, and by the way, it doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, bisexual, I deal with all those kind of relationships. That's all the same to me. You can call me or email me through the phone number or the contact form that you'll find on the Contact Me page here on the website. And if you want that kind of help, I look forward to hearing from you.